Remember that at any time you feel this tutorial is moving too fast, you can always pause, rewind, and replay any section of the video. Welcome to SLP's How-Tos. In this video, you will learn how to create better PowerPoint presentations by implementing some basic principles of design. This how-to is intended for individuals who are already familiar with the basics of PowerPoint and want to improve the visual and navigational aesthetics of their presentations. This how-to video is going to break down into 5 basic categories: contrast, colors, text, images and resolution, and links versus embeds regarding media. Contrast. Contrast in design is the arrangement of opposite elements to create a visual interest. For example, light versus dark colors, rough versus smooth textures, large versus small shapes, etc. You're going to want to use these opposite elements to ensure your information is legible. A bad example would be using dark colored text with a dark colored background. Change the background or text color to create a better contrast between the two, and pop your text forward. It will not only assure your text is legible, but also make it pleasing to the reader. Colors. In PowerPoint, you have access to virtually any color in the color spectrum. When selecting colors to use for text, background, or shapes, keep in mind what you learned previously with contrast. A basic color wheel can help you understand which colors highly contrast each other. Colors on the opposite side of the wheel have a higher contrast than colors closer together. But aside from color contrast, take the time to consider color themes as well. Using too many bold and vibrant colors on a slide can be visually unsatisfying. The same applies to using too many color neutral or bland colors. Use a nice mix of the two to create great contrast and a visually satisfying slide. Text. A very important factor in creating a great PowerPoint is the text. This can make or break your slide, and there are a few things to consider in this category. Things such as size, color, style, and spacing. The size of the font needs to be big enough to be legible when presented on a projector, but not too big that it looks like a cartoon or advertisement. You can also use size to divide sections of the text. For example, the title of the slide and its content can be differentiated with text size. Use what you learned from the contrast and color categories to select appropriate colors for your text. And much like the size, you can also use a color variation to differentiate or draw attention to a word or sentence. The text style is mostly preference, but there are some things to keep in mind. Make sure you select a font style that is legible at any size and that is appropriate to your content and theme. In other words, don't use a goofy cartoon style font when giving a presentation on conflict in the workplace. Make it suitable for its subject. And finally, regarding style, do not mix text. There are text variations within a style that can be used together. For example, the bold, italic, or regular versions of the same font. But do not mix different fonts in the same slide. It's unprofessional and aesthetically unpleasing. Proper text spacing will make your slides look organized and pleasing. Use spaces to separate titles, points, groups, and even emphasized words. Consider the borders of the slide when adjusting text space as well. Keep your slides structured and well balanced. These are the little things that make the difference in design. Image and resolution. A popular way of spicing up a PowerPoint slide is by using images. Whether it's for a background or foreground, the most common mistake made when selecting an outside image is its resolution. Image resolution is the detail an image holds. The higher the resolution, the more detail in the image. There are actually many ways to measure resolution, but the one you should be concerned with are pixels. The more pixels an image has, the more information it stores, and the better it will look in your slides, especially when you resize the image within the program. Here's a quick example of finding a high-resolution image. Open up a web browser. Do a Google search of an image you want. Click Images. Under Search Tools, select Size, Large. This will filter out low-res images and just show higher res. If you click on an image to preview, the numbers in the description are the pixel size. Remember, the higher the pixels, the higher the resolution. Links and embeds regarding media. A lot of people use outside media in their PowerPoint presentations. Sometimes there is a perfect video or article that drives the point home and you want to show it. There are 2 methods to showcase your media: links and embeds. A link is exactly as it sounds. It's a clickable connection from your PowerPoint to your online media. You can display it as a recognizable URL or make the images on a slide a link to somewhere. An embed is a media file inserted directly into the project slide itself. It no longer lives on the web. It lives wherever you placed it in your PowerPoint. There are pros and cons to both methods, but the preferred method in this program is to use links. Links allow you to use online sources while maintaining a smaller project file size. Not only does embedding files greatly increase your PowerPoint in size, but it requires you to find an embed code, which might not always be available or easy to acquire online. As long as you have a stable internet connection, a link is strongly preferred over an embed every time. Remember, everything you learned in this video can be used across multiple platforms, including Google Slides and Apple Keynote. Taking a brief moment to consider design principles when putting together your PowerPoint project can go a long way. Aesthetically pleasing slides will help keep your audience's attention.